For the last 3 years, one organization in Tyler, Texas, has made a public declaration. They will stand against a social epidemic that is cancerous to our world. The sickness is called sex trafficking. In 2014, a locally based nonprofit organization called For the Silent decided to parent the community and host the first ever Nightwalk For Hope at Tyler's Rose Redmond Park. Volunteers show up to help work the event. Local businesses such as Curbside Tacos, Kona Ice, and Porch Culture Coffee attend the event and support, and community members sign up to walk 2.5 miles carrying lanterns. Lanterns are carried to light up the night, symbolizing hope and freedom for those silenced by human trafficking.
So this is actually my first time doing the walk in 2016, and I thought it was very interesting. I had never heard of the organization before, and I knew that it was religious, and so I thought, I don't know if that's going to be awkward or not, but it really wasn't. I'm not religious, but it's a good cause, and at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we care a lot about the same things, and a sense of charity. So I did it, and it was really cool. It was not as athletic as I thought it was going to be. I thought everyone was going to be wearing shorts and tennis shoes, but everyone just wore whatever they wanted to wear. And we just got lanterns and walked on the path, and they had some lights around it, and it was really cool. There was a video at the end about sex trafficking, and I think that it's a very sore subject, a very touchy subject to talk about because it's so personal. And so I think that it's harder to plan events and have people come to them because it's sort of awkward. But it was really cool, and I really enjoyed doing it. I would definitely do it again.
But yeah, it was just really great. I loved the idea of the lanterns. I thought that even then that is not something that you see a whole lot. You always see organizations doing 5K runs, or you have the glow in the dark, or the paint party thing and the color run thing. But and even for running, for raising monies for things like cancer and other really sad situations and things. But this was very sombering, and I think the whole idea of Nightwalk for Hope always using lanterns during the walk is just showing that hope is alive.
This was my first night walk. I thought it was going to be a small little get together, but when you walk up, it's food trucks, shaved ice, tents, hundreds of people, and the vibe wasn't as depressing as you thought it would be, since it was discussing sex trafficking. It was like a celebration and bringing enlightenment on the situations that most of these girls are in. It was very uplifting. Probably over 200 people just walking 2 miles. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's just a declaration that girls are not going to be left alone, and that they're not alone. imagine most of those girls feel like they're in a dark place, that we can bring the light to them, that they're getting seeked after and not just left alone.
Hope is alive for the victims and for even the survivors and things like that, because it doesn't just stop when they are rescued.
I feel like it was very effective in the sense of like bringing community together for one purpose. I would love to do it again. It inspired me to do more with the community, more with sex trafficking. So I'd say it was on point, like a really good event.
It was very eye-opening, especially because at least 2-3 years ago, I hadn't heard so much about sex trafficking and things like that. It was a social justice issue.
I thought that it was a very good cause to do a walk for, and I think that a lot of people are a lot more aware of it, in Tyler at least, I think, because it is such a prevalent problem in this city. And so I would definitely do it again, and I think that it was a great cause, and I'm glad that I went. And I think that there's a lot to be done for this area in regards to that, and I think the organization's going to do really cool things with it in the future.
For the past few months, every other week, I've watched a different documentary about sex trafficking and child slavery, not only here in the United States, but all around the world. And I've grown to become very, very passionate about the topic. It all started with a video production class that I had to take at my university that required for us to watch these documentaries, and I'm very grateful for that, because a new spark has hit my heart, and it has provoked me to want to make a change. And so whenever I got the opportunity at the very end of the semester to create a documentary, I automatically knew the subject that I wanted to talk about. After watching all these films and all these different movies even about the same topic, I started researching more about like my own community and what Tyler, Texas has to offer in the prevention of sex slavery. When looking into it, I found different organizations. We've got 4 or 5 here in Tyler, and one of them really stood out to me. It's called For the Silent. And whenever I researched them, I saw that they had a night walk that was coming up in just a few weeks. And the whole point of the walk was to be a beacon of hope, to be a beacon of light, have the symbolism that if you're in sex slavery, you've dealt with it before, that there's hope for you, and that all these people that are carrying the lantern at Rose Brethren Park are here to help. Being a part of the night walk was very special, because for the past few months, this passion that I've been holding on to so dearly, I didn't realize that so many other people were passionate about it either. You know, I talk about it every so often with friends, and they're like, oh yeah, sex slavery, but they don't know a ton about it. And I found that so intriguing, that not only is sex slavery an epidemic that's hitting our entire world, but Tyler, Texas is a big hub for trafficking, because we sit in the middle of 2 major cities. So whenever I went to the night walk and I saw hundreds upon hundreds of other Tylerites there in support of organizations directly influencing the prevention of sex slavery, it made me very excited. It honestly was. It's called the Nightwalk for Hope. for people who are victims, but it honestly was such a beacon of hope for me too. Just to see that I'm not the only one out there that cares about this subject, and that if I care about it and all these hundreds of other people care about it just in my own city, I can imagine how many people would stand up together to help fight this battle all across the world. You know, Texas alone makes up 25% of the calls made to the human sex trafficking network, and that's a ridiculous amount of number. We make up 1/3 of the population of traffickers in the nation, just because Texas is so large. And if we stand up as a community right now, and we come together with not only just Tyler or East Texas or just Texas, but the entire nation itself, we can connect as one nation, we connect as one continent, as one world, we can all come together and stop sex slavery.